Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So as you see by the title, there's something that I want to talk about with you guys. And this can be a very taboo topic or whatever it may be. I don't want to make it taboo. It shouldn't be taboo. But so yeah, I just want to talk about waiting until marriage. I know it's not something that a lot of people do, nowadays or whatever. It's just I don't know, like modern, not as modern as people think it would be, But I just want to talk about like my experience and how it's really helped me, like why I made the decision and whatnot. So here we go. So basically, I'm about to be 23 years old, and yes, I'm waiting, to do the do. I'm just trying not to say it because I don't want to have red flags, yellow flags, whatever those things are on YouTube. But yeah, I'm not doing that until I get married. And one of the reasons that I decided to do that is because I just want to make sure that I'm with the right person and that I'm not doing anything like starting a family or, building a relationship with somebody that I don't plan on marrying. I personally don't want to date anybody or waste my time with anybody that I don't see as my husband, that God did not reveal to me that that's my husband, I'm not trying to go through that extra pain or wasted time. And I think that most people could agree. I think a lot of people could agree, yet they still go and they date people that they shouldn't, or they waste time with people that they shouldn't. And I'm not like judging anybody on this video. I'm just telling you kind of like how I see things. But like just growing up, I feel like God kind of protected me from these relationships. Like there'd be people that I would like and stuff, and like it just wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wouldn't work. Like it's not like bad. Like it was never anything like bad that would happen really, but it just like wasn't right, and it wasn't the right timing. And I learned so much from how like I've seen men treat women in my life. And I've also learned just like from my peers, from their experiences, and how guys would treat them once they got what they wanted, in a sense. And I know one thing that my mom would tell me, she'd be like, why would somebody ever buy the cow if they just got the milk for free? And so like if you want to get married, with somebody, but like you're sitting and you're giving them all of these benefits that a wife would offer, and they're getting all the benefits. Why would they go out on a limb and marry you if they're already getting all those benefits, in a sense? So that's another thing. But and you're probably thinking, well, if they're the right person, then they will. But like it's just I don't know, like they could still be the right person, but they don't have anything like pushing them to do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's just a whole other topic. I'm trying to keep this like a shorter video, if you know what I mean. But um, another reason I think is super important, and it's like spiritual. It's very spiritual. When you are with somebody, you can create a soul tie to that person. And that soul tie is only supposed to happen between a husband and a wife. It's like a blood covenant. And it's a very powerful covenant, husband and wife. And to me, like with my beliefs, that is like super like sacred to me, and it's super important. And if we look in the Bible, which is what I live by, I try my very hardest to live by what the Bible tells me to do. And every command in that Bible is not just because God wants to boss you around, it's because he's keeping you safe. Just like as a parent, you would tell your child not to touch a hot stove. God is trying to keep you safe. And if anyone's watching this who has been through relationship after relationship, you know that it's not fun and it's not pretty when you separate from that person. And if you think about it, like you would have been way better off if you would have focused more time on yourself and bettering yourself. But down to the spiritual thing, you're not supposed to be connected to this person, this person, this person, this person. It's supposed to be between one man and one woman. And God has already made that person for you. And sometimes when we get in a relationship with somebody else that we're not supposed to, it can really distract us from the purpose that God has for us, because that person, they may be good. They may be a good person, but there's going to be certain things in them that are not fit, not right for you and the purpose that you have. You know, when God calls people to be married, it's because there's a purpose that God has for them. You know, there's a mission that, you know, there's responsibilities, there's souls, there's this, that they're literally perfectly made to work together for. So it's about waiting for that person. And a lot of people might give up hope, but like that's why it's so important to have that relationship with God, because you could truly trust him and truly be like, God, did you see my cat? You could truly trust God and be like, God, you know what? You know, this hasn't worked out for me. This hasn't worked out for me. This person didn't work out for me. This person, so maybe it's finally time that I just come, to this point in my life where I'm like, I'm going to submit to you. Like, I know that you have the right person for me, and I need to be patient. And so many times people jump from relationship to relationship, and they don't better themselves, yet they want their husband or their wife to be top tier, but they're not even at that level. And so I think the best advice I could ever give anybody is like, make yourself the person that you would want to be with. Put yourself at the level that you would want your husband or your wife to be at. Use that single season to prepare yourself. Because just like having kids, there's really no preparation that you could do to be fully ready, but there are things that you could do that could help you very much to be very prepared as best as you possibly can. UPS driver. So, but with my experience, I have to admit, yes, it has been difficult, and there have been times where I would just be like, whatever, like I'm tired of waiting. I just want to be with somebody, or I don't want to sit here alone. Like, even if you're not necessarily going that far with somebody, it's tempting to like want to even go hang out with somebody that is not the one. And then you're bringing their whole situation into your situation, and it becomes a whole mess. And so, but the best way to fight the temptation, the best way to not let loneliness get a hold of you, the best way to hold on to God's promises is to come to him every single day and make him your number one priority. Okay, so the best way is to not get distracted, first of all. That's real right there. Don't get distracted. Like, come to God first thing. Be like, God, this is so hard for me right now. I need your help. And I promise you, he is right there. He's on it. I promise you. There's so many times where I came to God and he truly has been there for me. And if he promised you something, and if he is telling you to do something and you're obeying him, he's going to give you the strength. He's going to be like, yes, I know I told you to wait for that person. I know this is what I'm commanding. Therefore, I'm going to give you the strength to overcome, the power to pursue. I'm going to give you the strength, to overcome, the power to persevere. That's one of the fruits of the Holy Spirit is perseverance and self-control, self-discipline. So as a Christian, what do I look like if I cannot control my flesh and my desires? God knows that we desire it. He created that desire to be with a man or a woman. He created that yearning for that person to not be alone. He is the one who created that need within you. So don't treat God like a fool, like he doesn't know what you want, like he doesn't know what you desire, when he's the one that placed that desire within you, because there is a purpose that he has for that marriage and for you. And if you waste your time with other people and other situations, that's going to take away from you. That's going to take away the time and the preparation for you to be that perfect husband or wife. Because why would you want to sit here and give husband attention to somebody who wasn't your husband? Why would you want to sit and give wife attention to somebody that is not your wife? Don't be giving benefits to somebody was that proper English? Don't give benefits that are like a wife or a husband type of benefit to somebody that is not your wife or husband. Okay, because I know every one of us are like, oh, my soulmate, they're out there, you know, what are they doing? Like this and that. But you're sitting here and you're giving yourself up to somebody that is not the person that you're gonna be with forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put yourself in their shoes and you're watching somebody that you're supposed to be with and they're not doing what they're supposed to, like, this is hard to explain, isn't it? It's almost like they're cheating in a sense. They're like, just the relationship hasn't started with you, but it's like cheating. Like if you guys were together, it's like how you going to be with somebody else? That's not me. How you going to buy dinner for someone that is not me? Okay? That is not your wife. That is not your husband. Okay? Like, but you know, and that's another thing that's very interesting is there's no courtship, there's no dating in the Bible, so it's like hard to even wrap our minds around, you know. And I think with Christians we have to be very careful. Christian dating apps, da 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 da, dating apps, personally I don't like them. Okay, don't come at me, don't come at me. You might have met your spouse on there, but unless God specifically told you like, hey, that's where you're gonna meet your husband, that's where you're gonna meet your wife, you know. But I believe that when it is the appointed time that God, that, why are my words so messed up today? I believe that when it is the appointed time that God will bring that person into your life. But he's not going to do it too soon. He's not going to do it too late. He's going to do it right when you need it. Because God knows that if you get a blessing too soon, you could ruin it. All right. And so he has an appointed time for everything. Go back to the Bible to really get your knowledge, to really understand certain things, you know? And spend time with God because that's where you're really going to get the true clarity, the true strength. And the sooner that you do it, the sooner that you can be prepared for that person. So I know this video was kind of a little all over the place. It wasn't necessarily my personal experience as much, but I think that I just really wanted to help give you guys more advice based off of, you know, my understanding of things. So, I guess that's it for now. I'm sure I'll make another video on this, but that is it for now. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.